People binge hours of motivational content, yet never change a single financial habit. Tonight, I'll give you the concentrated antidote. One sentence from each of 15 billionaires. Sentences so sharp they alter my career the moment I wrote them on a sticky note. Stay until the last line, because the final quote reveals a mindset that turns ordinary paychecks into compounding money machines. And most viewers never make it that far. Jeff Bezos. Obsess over customers, not competitors. Forget who else is posting on TikTok or how many ads they run. Place every heartbeat of your business against the pulse of the person who pays you. Start by writing a 2-sentence description of your ideal customer, so vivid you can picture what's in their grocery cart. Tonight, open your email autoresponder and insert a single-click survey link that asks, "What's the biggest headache you still have?" Tomorrow, read every response and highlight the verb they use most often. That verb becomes a headline of your next offer. Set a recurring calendar block, 30 minutes every Friday, where you read product reviews in your niche, not to gloat over competitors' mistakes, but to harvest unmet cravings. Build a spreadsheet called Customer Wishlist and add 1 row each week. Now install a habit. Do not deploy $1 of marketing, a line of code, or a minute of design until it solves an item on that list. When you walk into a brainstorming meeting, bring a printed testimonial, lay on the table, and say, "How does this idea delight this person faster?" Competitors can copy features a month. They cannot copy a culture that kneels before the customer's frustration and refuses to rise until frustration is dead. Money flows to the company that listens hardest, moves fastest, and iterates loudest on real feedback. Become deaf to competitor noise. Become the stethoscope on your buyer's heartbeat. Warren Buffett. The best investment you can make is in yourself. In 2025, skill compounds are worth more than compounded interest. Take the next 15 minutes and list 3 high-leverage skills you don't yet command. Maybe persuasive writing, prompt engineering for AI, or advanced Excel for financial modeling. Choose one. Allocate the first 10% of every paycheck or side hustle dollar into acquiring that skill. Courses, coaching, or books. Mark a daily learning window on your phone. 25 uninterrupted minutes. Earbuds in, notifications off. At the end of each week, ship something using a new skill, a Reddit tutorial thread, a LinkedIn carousel, a micro project for a friend. Shipping locks learning into memory and creates a portfolio future clients can see. Track your compound skill interest by recording how many times that new ability earns you money or saves you time. When that counter hits 10, raise your prices by 20%. Reinvest the difference in the next skill. Buffett reads 500 pages a day because knowledge is an asset class that never crashes and pays dividends in every market. Your brain is your Berkshire Hathaway. Fund it like the flagship portfolio it is. Elon Musk. Focus on signal over noise. Noise is every metric that flatters but does not feed. Likes, impressions, vanity press mentions. Signal is a handful of numbers that predict cash in the bank. Identify the 3 metrics that truly matter to your income. Perhaps email list growth, sales page conversion rate, average order value. Write them on a sticky note and tape it to the edge of your monitor. Open your analytics dashboard and hide every widget that is not one of those 3. Yes, click the little minus icon and banish them from view. Schedule a signal check every Monday morning. In 10 minutes, review just those numbers. Ask, what experiment could move one of them by 10% this week? Then launch that experiment before lunchtime. Disable push notifications from news apps and stock tickers. If a headline truly affects your customer or your metric, you will learn about it in your scheduled research block, not in the middle of deep work. Adopt a one-screen rule when building presentations. If a data point does not fit on the slide, it probably does not matter. When colleagues brag about virality or vanity metrics, smile politely and return to tuning the 3 dials that govern revenue. In the rocket business and in personal wealth alike, excess telemetry can blind the pilot. Trim the dashboard, trust the signal, throttle forward. Bill Gates. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10. Picture a decade as 40 fiscal quarters stacked like bricks. 1 brick you can lift, 40 bricks build a fortress. Tonight, draw a line across a blank page and mark 2 dates. Today on the left, 10 years out on the right. On the far right, write the life you dare to claim. Net worth target, hours worked per week, causes funded, vacations taken. Now walk backward quarter by quarter. If you want $10 million in assets, maybe that means 10 rental units cash flowing in year 8, which means closing on the first unit by quarter 6, which means raising a $20,000 down payment in the next 12 months. Suddenly, the impossible 10-year dream decomposes into a sequence of reachable sprints. Once a quarter, 4 times a year. Hold a personal board meeting. Pull out the timeline. Tick off a brick. Slide the next brick into view. 10 years will pass whether or not you build. Better let time amplify a map than expose drift. Gates kept a 20-year horizon for Microsoft, yet sprinted 90-day coding cycles. Adopt the same dual focus. Telescope for direction, microscope for action. When friends brag about overnight wins, smile. Your slow cooker is quietly making a feast big enough for everyone at the table. Oprah Winfrey. Luck is a matter of preparation meeting opportunity. Opportunity never arrives fashionably late. It barges in, makes one offer, and disappears. Preparation is the doorman who recognizes it. Set a daily opportunity prep ritual. 30 minutes refining your craft, updating your portfolio, rehearsing your elevator pitch. Keep a digital folder labeled proof of value, filled with before and after screenshots, glowing testimonials, data that quantifies your impact. Once a week, audit every online profile, LinkedIn headline, Twitter bio, personal site. So the world's first glance shows competence, not clutter. Subscribe to 2 industry newsletters and 1 trends report. When a fresh need emerges, you will spot it before the crowd. Build a network of 5 allies in adjacent fields: graphic designer, attorney, software engineer, marketer, financier. Offer small favors now so you can call big shots later. Opportunity often travels through people, and preparation feels like kindness to them. When the unexpected phone call comes, can you deliver by Monday? You open the proof folder, tap your trusted allies, quote a premium price with calm confidence, and convert luck into revenue. Preparation turns randomness into inevitability. Mark Cuban, sales cure all. Cash in the bank forgives flawed branding, imperfect code, even clumsy bookkeeping. Without sales, the prettiest business plan is a tombstone. Begin every morning with a money task. Outreach. Craft 10 personalized messages to prospects before you check social feeds. Use a triple line method. First line proves you know their world. Second line states the pain you remove. Third line invites a 5-minute call. Keep a spreadsheet titled Pipeline. Date, prospect, stage, next action, and stare at it daily like a cardiologist watches a heart monitor. Aim for a simple weekly quota. Speak live with 10 qualified people. Close 2. If you sell digital products, drive that same quota with ads. 100 targeted clicks, 10 checkout views, 2 purchases. When closing stalls, assume responsibility. Tighten the value statement, sharpen guarantee, shorten checkout. Celebrate revenue loudly inside the company. Pull a brass bell and ring it each time a payment clears. The sound conditions team and founder alike to chase the only metric that keeps lights on. Yes, refine product quality. Yes, manage costs, but never let those errands rob prime hours from selling. In a down market, the seller who keeps prospecting eats the lunch of the maker who keeps tweaking. Hustle the deal first. Perfect the details under the warm glow of paid invoices. Sales cure all. Treat them like oxygen. Richard Branson. Screw it, let's do it. Analysis is useful, but action pays. Too many future founders suffocate ideas beneath spreadsheets and second-guessing. Branson defaults to movement. Launch the record shop. Charter the first plane. Test the spaceflight deposit page. Adopt his bias. When an idea passes the 3-question test. Does it solve a pain? Can I reach the customer? Could it profit at scale? Stop researching and start selling. Build a minimum viable version in 48 hours. A Google form to pre-order, a Figma mock-up, a 1-page Gumroad listing. Announce it to 10 prospects. If 3 pull out a wallet, momentum, just funded iteration. If none bite, you lost 2 days, not 2 months. Set a weekly cadence called Micro Launch Monday. Each Monday morning, ship something, new price, bundle, ad creative, or content hook, and gather live feedback by Friday. Action reveals truth faster than debate. Keep risk bounded. Small bets, rapid tests, ruthless postmortems. Screw it. Let's do it is not recklessness but disciplined audacity. Courage wrapped in speed. Michael Bloomberg. In God we trust. Everyone else bring data. Opinions are loud. Numbers whisper the future. Build a living dashboard before you build a logo. Track the 4 metrics that predict cash. Traffic, conversion, average order value, retention. Review them at the same hour daily. Coffee cup in hand, emotion parked outside. When traffic dips, test new hooks. When conversion slides, refine offer or proof. Install A/B experiments like a heartbeat. Headline A versus headline B. Email send time noon versus 6 p.m., blue button versus red. Let data declare the victor. Then replace the loser tomorrow. Record every hypothesis and result in a simple doc titled Decision Log. Patterns emerge. Ego fades. Progress compounds. Share dashboards openly with your team. Sunlight kills wishful thinking. Before meetings, require 1 slide. What metric moved, why, and next test. Treat intuition as a starting pistol, not a finish line. Data is a steering wheel that keeps boldness on road and revenue in the tank. Larry Page. Always work on something uncomfortably exciting. Comfort produces incremental paychecks. Discomfort births exponential fortunes. Choose a project that scares you a little. Automating your entire service with AI. Targeting a global market instead of local zip code. Partnering with a competitor to create a category. Uncomfortable means skills you don't yet own. Capital you don't yet control. Networks you haven't met. Exciting means that if it works, 10 times outcomes replace 10% raises. Schedule quarterly moonshot days. Turn off client work. Brainstorm outrageous objectives and prototype one by sunset. Ask, if success were guaranteed, what would we build? Then chip away until risk meets reality. Big problems attract top talent. Coders volunteer for a vision. Investors fund audacity. Media amplifies aspiration. Your only job is to hold the flag high and walk first. When anxiety pricks, remember, the Wright brothers feared failure, but feared stagnation more. Lean into the flutter in your stomach. It's the compass pointing to territory where few compete and margins soar. The path to $100,000 is paved with practical steps, but the highway beyond is lit by ideas that feel a size too large, and that is exactly why they fit the future. Sergey Brin. Solving big problems is easier than solving little problems. A tiny problem earns tiny attention. A giant problem rallies allies. When Google started, web search was chaos, an ocean with no map. By targeting the massive pain of information overload, Brin attracted the brightest coders, eager investors, and free media. Choose one massive pain inside your niche. Say, small businesses drowning in compliance paperwork. Announce a mission to cut that burden in half. Big vision simplifies decisions. Every feature, hire, or partnership must prove it slashes paperwork hours. Pitch talent by saying, help us free 10 million hours for entrepreneurs. Investors hear scale and open wallets. Press hears ambition and write stories. Little problems force you to plead for attention. Big problems hand you a megaphone. Jack Ma. Today is hard. Tomorrow will be worse. But the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. Entrepreneurship always gives you the middle day before it gives you the sunshine. Expect the dip. Algorithms change. Suppliers fail. Ads burn money. Prepare by stacking 3 buffers. First, emotional buffer. Journal nightly for clarity. Join a founder peer group for sanity. Second, cash buffer. Hold 3 months of expenses in an untouchable account. Third, customer buffer. Build an email list so algorithms cannot exile you overnight. When tomorrow feels worse, open the journal. Deploy the cash, email the tribe. Momentum restarts and day after tomorrow dawns. Remember, storms test a hull. Surviving them earns a calm seas filled with profit. Sarah Blakely. Embrace what you don't know, especially in business. Ignorance, acknowledged, becomes rocket fuel. Blakely entered hosiery knowing nothing of garment manufacturing. Questions others felt too basic to ask revealed outdated assumptions and open shortcuts. Conduct a beginner's audit. List every area in your venture you secretly nod along about. SEO schemas, contract clauses, tax deductions. For each, schedule a 1-hour call with a true expert. Open with, "Explain this to me like I'm 12. Childlike questions dissolve jargon. Hidden efficiencies appear. Record each call, transcribe, and turn into a checklist for your team. Expertise borrowed beats, expertise faked. Proudly wave beginner flag. Curiosity earns goodwill, and goodwill opens doors arrogance keeps shut. Bernard Arnault. Luxury is the balance of quality and rarity. You may not sell handbags, yet the principal prints money in any market. Quality. Deliver an experience so refined buyers brag to friends. Rarity. Limit access so demand exceeds supply. Combine them and price becomes elastic. Audit your offer for both elements. Quality. Tighten onboarding, upgrade packaging, add surprise bonuses. Rarity. Cap cohort size, open enrollment only 4 times a year, or offer a signature edition numbered and signed. Announce scarcity honestly, never fake countdown timers. Real limitation ignites urgency. Counterfeit scarcity breeds distrust. High margins purchased through quality and rarity finance even better quality, forming a flywheel of prestige and profit. Ray Dalio. Pain plus reflection equals progress. Every setback hides an instruction manual. When ads flop or a client churns, do not sprint to the next tactic. Stop. Gather data. Write what hurt, why it hurt, and how to prevent repetition. Dalio built hedge fund algorithms from decades of trade postmortems. Create a failure log share with the whole team. Each row, date, symptom, root cause, new rule. Celebrate additions. Each one buys tuition in the University of Experience. Quarterly, review the log. Patterns surface. Policies evolve. Mistakes dwindle. Pain ignored is wasted tuition. Pain study becomes proprietary wisdom your competitors can't download. Carlos Slim. Maintain austerity in good times to avoid desperation in bad times. Prosperity tempts bloat. Bigger offices, gourmet lunches, vanity hires. Slim stayed lean even as billions stacked higher. Adopt a rule. Overhead may rise only at half the pace of revenue. If income jumps 20%, expenses may climb 10. Use the surplus to fortify reserves, fund R&D, or acquire undervalued assets during downturns. Drive used cars a bit longer. Negotiate software annually. Keep meetings virtual unless in-person closes large deals. Frugality signals discipline to investors and resilience to employees. When the next recession arrives, competitors scramble. You shop the clearance aisle of opportunity with cash in hand. A lean enterprise outruns fat rivals not only in bad times, but in every time. You've just collected 15 sentences, each a pressure-packed capsule of billionaire experience. Taken alone, they are sparks. Taken together, they form an unbroken electrical circuit that powers your first $100,000 and beyond. Obsess over customers. Invest in yourself. Ignore noise. Think in decades. Prepare so luck bows at your door. Let sale be oxygen. Act before you are ready. Trust data over ego. Chase uncomfortably large goals. Tackle problems big enough to excite allies. Endure the hard and the harder until sunshine returns. Use beginner eyes to spot hidden shortcuts. Fuse quality with real scarcity. Turn every sting into a strategy. And stay lean even while revenues swell. Write these 15 lines on a sheet of paper. Tape it beside the place you charge your phone. Each morning, choose one sentence. Ask, what action proves I believe this today? Then execute before noon. In 90 days, you will own habits most people never touch in 9 years. Remember, money is not mystery. It is a mirror reflecting the value you deliver and the discipline you keep. Apply the sentences, record the numbers, refine the process, and watch your income skyrocket. The next move is yours. Pick the first sentence and begin.